So how I figured out the sizes to build everything, I kind of went off the same standards that I would use to build kitchen cabinetry, which is a base cabinet height of 36 inches, and then an upper cabinet height on an 8-foot tall ceiling of 42 inches. I chose not to hang these upper cabinets because I'm short and I can actually reach to the very top shelf without having to get a stool out, which is awesome. So also, I've also used the depth from standard kitchen height, kitchen cabinetry, at least in California, which these cabinets here are 24 inches deep. And that does not mean the inside of it is 24 inches deep. That means the finished depth from the very back to the very face without doors or drawer fronts yet is 24 inches deep. So the cabinet body itself on the inside is going to be 23 3/4 with a 1/4 inch back. The standard upper depth in California is 12 inches. Same thing. That is the entirety of the cabinet, not just the inside depth, because the inside depth would be 11 3/4 with a 1/4 inch back. So I just kind of use those kind of standards. They're nice for a good working height. This is comfortable for me, even though I'm short. It's at 36 inches. I usually make a 5-inch toe kick, which makes my cabinets themselves 31 inches tall. It's really easy to compute the math with that. And then for my countertops, you usually want to hang the countertops over the front of your cabinets by at least 1.5 to 2 inches, so that once you put your doors and your drawer fronts on, if there was anything to spill or anything like that on your countertop, it just rushes off the countertop and doesn't go down the face or into your drawers or into your cabinets. So how I determined the size that I wanted to make all of these here is I went off of a total. I wanted 14 feet total with my miter saw in the center. So I figured out what I needed to make this miter saw cabinet. And then I took the remainder here and the remainder here and divided that by 2, and I came up with 35 inches. So each one of these cabinets is 35 inches. And this one here is 28. So that makes my total 14 feet with all of the easy standard working heights that I'm used to. If you notice, the center cabinet was built for my miter saw. And if you see, it's a little bit shorter than the cabinets surrounding it. What I did was I measured from the bottom of my saw to the top of the bed of the saw, which I think was 3.5 inches. And I made that the difference between the two countertops, which was all dictated by cutting the sides of this shorter cabinet down to allow for that, so that when I set my miter saw in here, I can run my material right like this. It's already perfectly aligned with both sides of the countertop, acting as supports for the material. Make sure that you do that. Otherwise, you will have to, if this is all level and you set your saw on top, you're going to have to build up outfeed for cutting, supporting longer pieces that you might cut. So you could do your cabinet layout the same way if you're doing it the same style, just butt joining and things like that. You could do face frame. It's kind of overkill for a shop, but it would be great for a kitchen or something like that. It's a little bit more involved. If you're laying out a kitchen, however, we're not just going off the middle of the room, because we want the sink to be where we want the sink. And we don't know where the window possibly that sink will center on is. So you would start from the center of the window or the center of where you want the sink and kind of go out from there and build your room, or whatever works for you. If you're short like me, you don't have to hang your uppers, because I've got plenty of room on my countertop here still to cut things and not have those cabinets impede on me cutting material and working up there. And it's super convenient. So whichever is super convenient and functional for you is what you should do.